Tonight on News 5 Live, a most unthinkable act of negligence. 20-year-old Derek U is left for dead inside a prison van. Police say they forgot to release the Cristo Rey resident after being detained at the San Joaquin Fiesta. Tonight, we get all sides of this tragic story. Former UDP leader Patrick Faber is kicked out of the Central Executive after posting about Shine's leadership. And Tourism Minister Anthony Muller gets testy when asked about the shortcomings of the Music Fest weekend. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
I'm always on the go, and the country is my home. So when I want to get away from it all, I immerse myself with my favorite movies, all from the new Smart Stream app. It's easy to use this service. Purchase your movies from the app and use your mobile data, Smart Stream data packages, or smart broadband to stream and enjoy. Be like me and stream on the go with Smart Stream.
What if the profits of your bank were shared equally with you instead of with unknown shareholders and large corporations? What if those profits remained in Belize to enrich the communities where we live? What if just having an account with your bank meant that you were now a part owner of that bank? What if your voice mattered and you had a say in how your bank is being run? What if your bank was always looking out for your best interests and its biggest goal was to see you succeed? That's what it means to be part of a credit union where all of our members are in this together. Communities work best when they work for each other. Cooperation strengthens us all. Discover the credit union difference and find out just how stronger we can be together.
Say hello to DigiTV. Step into the world of digital entertainment. DigiTV gives you access to 100 plus channels on your TV or your mobile device at unbeatable prices. Take your shows with you wherever you go. It's a new level of freedom. Enjoy your favorite entertainment, sports, family, Latin, and local channels. No more fighting for the TV remote. You can access whenever you want from 2 devices at the same time. DigiTV is for everyone. And with the fastest fiber and mobile networks in the country, you are guaranteed to have the best experience ever. There's no installation required. Sign up for the Max package for only $40 monthly and get the first 2 months for just $30. For a limited time, get 50% off a Fire Stick when you sign up. Download the DigiTV app from the Android or Apple stores. Just WhatsApp us at 608-8888 to sign up. It's that easy. Watch, experience, enjoy DigiTV today.
and welcome to News 5 Live for Monday, August 15th. I am Sabrina Daly. The popular San Joaquin Festival, held annually around mid-August, has been marred by tragedy following the death of a young villager from Cristo Rey. There are multiple reports of what led to his detention, but in the wee hours of Sunday, an inebriated Derek U was taken into custody by officers working the festival and placed in a police prison van. When the event ended, the van was parked at the Corzal police station, but it appears that the officers forgot their detainee and he was left in the back of the van for over 12 hours with no ventilation, no water, or food. U was discovered dead on Sunday evening. There is public outcry from various quarters on the inhumane treatment of the youth. News 5's Dwayne Moody reports from up north.
A family from Cristo Rey Village, Corzal District, including the entire community, is mourning the unthinkable, inhumane death of one of their own as a criminal and internal investigation is being carried out by the Belize Police Department.
It's a shocking event or shocking story, more or less, more than anything, because he's a relative. So for me to get a bad news like that, and in this situation which had happened, everything, that makes it like unbelievable, no? Like many are saying it right now, they can't believe it. How will you forget someone in a vehicle for so much time, especially at the police department? So, well, it's sad for the family. I am a family to them, so I have the same feelings for him and for the family too, no?
20-year-old Derek U was socializing here on Saturday night at the San Joaquin Fiesta. Sometime after midnight, he was detained by police and placed inside a prison van about 100 yards from where I'm standing. It is inside that van that U would lose his life.
The officers were working the San Joaquin Fiesta Saturday night, during which they had detained a young man who apparently was under the influence. You would know San Joaquin do not have a police station, and so there's no detention cell there. So what they did was to put him in the back of the police prison van. Now, for those of you who know the prison van, the back of those vans are sealed, properly sealed, and it do requires the engine to be running for there to be ventilation in the portion where prisoners are normally kept. And so while they were at the the grounds, the van was on, and so there was ventilation.
U was inside the police van for over 12 hours. The van, which remains parked in front of the Corzal police station, was left in the sweltering heat, and there was no form of ventilation. To understand how hot inside the van was, data from weather stations in the Corzal district recorded that maximum temperatures on Sunday were in the range of 88 to 91 degrees Fahrenheit, but that's for shaded and ventilated areas. Reports to News 5 are that U was discovered shirtless with blisters on his body.
Apparently, after the event was over, the van was taken to the Corzal police station where it was parked. And somehow, based on what I am told, I was not there, but based on what I'm told, was that the officers may have forgotten that they had the young man in the back of the vehicle. Yesterday evening, when the driver of the van, who normally takes the van to prison to ferry prisoners, went to service the van to make sure it was roadworthy for today, he discovered the lifeless body of the young man in the back of the van. He was taken to the Corzal hospital where he was pronounced dead.
The Belize Police Department is catching flack for the incident as the family is calling for justice.
Justice for Derek, sure, because as a relative, I myself would want more than just hear a story. I want to hear or get the facts on what really happened there, no? So justice is we need more than justice in this case.
I have directed a criminal and internal investigation into the matter. Those police officers who are responsible for placing the young man in the back of the vehicle will have to be dealt with some way or the other. The file will be prepared and sent to the DPP office for instructions, and then we'll move forward from there.
Forgive me for asking the obvious here, but what accounts for this kind of gross oversight?
But I cannot say, but as I said, those who are responsible must be held accountable for what happened. The death of the young man cannot go in vain. He do have family, he have loved ones who certainly want answers, and it is our responsibility to provide the answers for them.
U was the only boy of 3 siblings, and according to his relatives, he was to commence his associate's degree program at Corzall Junior College this month.
He was a good person. He liked to work, everything. He was studying, and he liked his work at construction.
And I understand that he was supposed to go back to school, right?
He was turning to school today, but he never to go.
He was a person that whenever he meets you, his words was primito, primito, primito here, primito there. Just that way, I had never had a problem with him as a family or a friend. Usual things when someone drinks is a bit different than normal, no?
But he wasn't a troublemaker like that, right?
Well, not that I know. So he was a calm person. He works during the week and then just have 1 or 2 off. So, but a very calm person, respectful.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
Undoubtedly, the death of Derek O in custody has left a major black eye on the Belize Police Department. And while his family is reeling from the tragic loss, the Commissioner of Police is also at loss for words, as if resorting to a litany of expletives would somehow change the course of what has taken place. Compa Williams admit that what happened in Corzall this weekend is beyond the pale.
Honestly, I feel terrible, and I feel for the family. I cursed enough yesterday, and if it would not be unethical to curse on the media, I would curse right now, because it really pisses me off. But again, we have to be real. It happened, and we have to deal with it. And I can assure the public that we are not going to cover nothing. We're going to be open and frank with the people and let the people understand exactly what transpired. The chips are going to fall where they may.
Are you planning to speak with the family?
Perhaps, yes, I'm going to reach out to the family.
Are there any reports that noise was being made from the van on Sunday?
No, I have no reports of that. And again, that could have been a possibility. But maybe where the van was parked to where the officers are in the station, even if noise were there, they would not have heard.
Is this something that is sanctioned, though, using the police prisoner van as a detention cell?
But I wouldn't see nothing wrong with it. After all, it is a secure area to keep prisoners, so long as the engine is running and air is circulating. And in the absence of a police station and a cell, they were improvising, which I cannot kill them for that. But the thing is that when they arrive at the police station, they ought to have made sure that the young man was removed from the van, and that there was where things went wrong.
Is this something routinely done, placing a person inside that van?
It's the first I'm hearing of it.
In the wake of the heart-trending incident, many are questioning whether O was purposely left inside the prison van to die. While that may not have been the case, it is safe to say that the officers were grossly negligent in going about their duties upon returning from San Joaquin that night.
While I have seen some discourse on social media to the effect that the officers intentionally left the young man in the van, I just can't buy that. I don't think that they would do something like that. And again, to prove a person's intent is extremely difficult. I say they are human beings. I don't want nobody to think that I'm trying to defend the police, because I'm not defending their actions. I've said that what they did was wrong and it has to be dealt with. But at the same time, I must be fair, and I cannot make assertions that is not supported by evidence. I cannot say that it was deliberately done, but certainly there was some degree of gross negligence and carelessness, and that is what we're looking at.
Which will lead to a very hefty lawsuit, you expect?
Well, certainly the family will have a right to sue, and I am certain that they're going to sue, and we have to pay the price.
Sir, have you spoken with these police officers? Are they saying that they simply just forgot that man there?
I will not speak to them. That would be done by the investigators. But from what I'm told, That is what they're saying, that they forgot that they had the man in the van. And again, remember, the police officers were working, Sanokin face, it's a long day. You know, they're human beings, they get fatigued.
Ruled out that they were not intoxicated themselves?
From what I'm told by the officer who was in charge of the grounds, the officers were not drinking.
But have they given a sample?
We wouldn't do samples for that, no.
There has been a resounding call for justice following the death of Derek O. Releases have been pouring in from all angles. A statement from the Office of the Prime Minister says that it is a tragedy beyond comprehension. PM Bersenio, a father of 3, says that he stands with the rest of the nation in demanding full and complete answers. He assures the O family that, quote, no stones will be left unturned in the investigation of events leading to his death, unquote. While offering its deepest sympathies to the family of Derek O, the opposition says that the incident was a senseless, avoidable tragedy at the hands of the state because O was deprived of his basic human rights. The UDP also calls for a thorough investigation to hold those culpable of Derek O's death accountable and prosecute them to the full extent of the law. Here's UDP Chairman Mike Perifeed.
What happened, we don't know. We have to investigate. But at the very least, whoever put that person in that van, they are to face the fullest extent of the law. I'm telling you, that is unacceptable and inexcusable. And hopefully, this will be a tipping point for the Prime Minister to realize that Kari Musa, and Chester Williams and Kevin Arthurs are not going to cut it as the leaders of the police department. It's not going to happen. It's only getting worse and worse and worse. But we shouldn't dwell in skepticism. I believe that I have to believe, we all have to believe that there are good people within the police department who will do a proper investigation. But they have to be allowed to do that investigation. They have to allow to be independent. It cannot be that you're trying to do an investigation, you're bringing a policeman from one place to the state, and then you get a car and release the man because you have decided his innocence or guilt. I mean, you have to allow people to do their jobs and carry out their duties. If it is done properly, then the public will not be skeptical.
The Young Leaders Alliance of Belize also issued a release today calling not only for an investigation, but swift justice on the death of O. YLAB says it, quote, vehemently condemns the gross negligence of the Belize Police Department in their failure to properly execute their duty of care and power to properly arrest Cristo Rey resident Derek O, which led to his life being tragically lost, unquote. The release goes on to say that it recognizes the undoubtedly cruel and unconscionable act as nothing less than manslaughter by negligence. Coming up, the UDP is once again in disarray as its former leader is kicked out of the party's Central Executive Committee. Details when we return.
I dare you.
I dare you. Are you an entrepreneur with an innovative business idea? Then the Belize Natural Energy Charitable Trust Dare to Dream Big program is looking for you. The Dare to Dream Big program offers entrepreneurial development training and mentorship. In addition, 5 participants will receive grant funding of up to $10,000. To apply, visit our Belize Natural Energy Charitable Trust Facebook page or call our offices at 822-2440. You must be 18 years or older to qualify. What are you waiting for? Apply today.
I dare you to dream big.
LB, sit down. Thank you. Wait, hey, this 50 is a fake.
Well, how do you know it's a fake?
What are you talking about, sir? How can I identify a genuine note from a fake note?
Well, a genuine 50 has a watermark with the jaguar and the written words of the 50, also a thread.
Know your money and know a fake one when you see it. Do not rely on any one security feature. Look for the clarity and quality of printing. The printed lines and colors should be sharp and clear. Feel the quality of the paper and the raised print. Hold the note up to the light to see the windowed security thread. It should form one complete line when held up to the light. The watermark and denominational electrotype. The Jaguar is the watermark in the $100 and $50 notes. The Sleeping Giant is the watermark in the $20, $10, $5, and $2 notes. The see-through feature. The parts of the design printed on the back should fit exactly within the unprinted areas of the front to form the complete design. Check the $100 note for the toucan hologram with the periwinkle flower overprint. Tilt it to see the small images of the toucan and the numeral 100. Check the $50 note for the green foil angelfish. Check even closer. Use an ultraviolet light to see the fluorescent features. Use a magnifier to see the microlettering. Tiny letters that read Central Bank of Belize and the value of the note. Stop the circulation of counterfeit Belize currency notes. Pass all counterfeits to the police at once. It is a criminal offense to hold or use a counterfeit. Be safe, be sure, know your money.
Your Tuesday night entertainment is back. KTV The Remix Season 4.
KTV.
Come on out and win fabulous prizes and the chance to compete in our halftime challenge. Tickets are available at Channel 5 on Coney Drive at $3 for children and $5 for adults. Mask will be required. Or you can watch it live on Channel 5 or streaming on Facebook. The show starts at 8 p.m. at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. KTV The Remix Season 4. It's hot, it's live, and it's only on 5.
Have you been searching for a premier parcel of land in a safe and enchanted community? Well, Pukta Villas subdivision in Orange Walk is your answer. Come and choose your prime home estate at the Pukta Villas Property Expo, Sunday, August 28th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Pukta Villas Park next to Trial Farm Village. This is one event you don't want to miss. There will be amazing promotions on lots and services on that day only. Let us show you the spectacular amenities this master plan subdivision offers. Don't miss out on the complimentary food, drinks, face painting, bouncy house, and much more. Bring your family to an atmosphere of refinement and comfort. For more information, call 610-3182. Pukta Villas, a true residential paradise offering more.
The Social Security Board, in collaboration with the Labor Department, takes this opportunity to remind insured persons of the requirements for compensation when on sick leave. Any employee who has worked with an employer for at least 2 months is entitled to 16 working days of sick leave with full pay every year. This is how it works. Upon approval of a sickness or injury benefit claim by SSD, 80% of the employee's weekly insurable earnings is paid as a Social Security benefit, and the difference in the employee's salary is paid by the employer. This is to ensure that the employee does not suffer any loss of wages when ill. After 16 days, compensation for sick leave is paid as a Social Security benefit only. Some conditions apply. This message is brought to you by the Social Security Board and the Labor Department. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benque Viejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway, from Roaring Creek to Esperanza, has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times, and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5 Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
Whether you're at home, on the road, at work, or at school, if you see news happening or suspect that something might be up, call or text the Channel 5 News Belize tipline at 672-5555. You don't have to give us your name, just give us the tip. That's 672-5555. Call or text us so we can check it out.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Because news is now everywhere, all the time. And so are we.
Make your summer better. Over $35,000 in cash and prizes with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Here's how you can enter for a chance to win. Purchase any device, sign up for a smart postpaid, broadband, or VoIP plan, use $50 or more regular prepaid credit, do a SIM swap, or text to the short code. You win 8946. And in the body of the message, enter the number of entries you would like to purchase. Each entry costs only 50 cents.
Don't waste any time. You can be the winner of weekly prizes starting July 1st. All methods give you more chances to win. Airline tickets, overnight stays at numerous resorts, cash prizes, gift certificates, and much, much more. One lucky person will win the grand prize of a $10,000 shopping spree courtesy Court and Smart.
Promotion ends September 16, 2022. So make your summer better by getting in the race to win with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Smart, bringing people together.
Reusable plastics. Did you know that until we find an alternative for plastic and all its uses, we will continue to need plastics, such as in the health sector? Plastic becomes a huge problem for Belize when it becomes waste and is improperly disposed of. When it is thrown on the side of the road and in our rivers and seas, it's eaten by animals and in turn by people, and it becomes an environmental and health issue. It costs us money for disposal, filling up dumps and landfills, and paying for associated healthcare. So what can you do? Choose to refuse single-use plastics is step 1. Step 2 Instead, use the plastics that were meant to be reused, like coffee cups, water bottles, and food containers. We're not talking about buying a $1 bottle of water. I mean, you can, but how long will that last you? Reusable plastics keep plastics out of the environment for a much longer time and are even better than other forms of plastics like biodegradable or even compostable or bio-based plastics. By reusing, you are also saving money since you aren't rebuying the same thing over again. Think about it. How many bottles of water do you buy every week? How much does that cost compared to the cost of a reusable bottle? Imagine what you can do with the extra money. Click on the link below to see what you can do to help end the nightmare of single-use plastics. I'm Alison Castillo, and now you know.
The first ever Belize International Music and Food Festival was held in San Pedro on the weekend of August 1st. According to Minister of Tourism Anthony Muller, the event drew as many as 8,000 concert goers during the 2 nights that it was held. He also says that the festival created significant economic activity for the islands of Ambergris Caye and Caye Caulker. But when asked if the concert was profitable based on attendance, the minister became somewhat disagreeable. Here's that exchange with our colleague in the media.
So far, we've only heard preliminary reports about it. Can you give us a more in-depth on how many tickets were sold, what was the break-even point, if we made any profit?
I've been out of the country for the last week or so I should get a report back early this week to finalize everything. So that's what I'm waiting on. But from all accounts that we've gotten from off the island, it was a huge success. The economy of San Pedro and to a certain extent Caye Caulker got a boost. And restaurants were filled, hotels were filled, golf carts were rented out, and bars were filled, and both nights had a sizable crowd.
But not a profitable crowd because there was still a large gap in the stadium. The stadium was never full.
Were you there?
Yes, I was.
No, the stadium was filled.
No, it wasn't.
I know I argue with you. You always want to come and argue with me. I know I argue with you. The stadium. No, I know. Relax. I'm tired of this line of questioning. Channel 7 has a problem because they didn't get ads. If you're going to cut and paste, something and create news that isn't there, then I want to deal like this. When I start though objective news reporting, then I want to deal with some client.
That isn't in my pay scale. That's not something I'm worried about.
I don't want to hear about your pay scale. Not today. I don't want to hear about your pay scale. You've used that on me.
Can you just say if the results will be put out?
Both nights had over 4,000 people, and for an event like that, that is sizable.
Will the accounting be made public or not?
Yes, it will.
Lighting on stage was also an issue during the concert. That's according to concert goers who described poor lighting and other technical hiccups during the show. Muller was also asked about the criticism that Belizean artists may have been unfairly matched as opening acts for bigger regional and international artists.
Again, you want to create news out of nothing. The lighting, well, we had to deal with that in terms of for me personally, I wanted to ensure that Belizean businesses got the opportunity. We could have gotten lights from Mexico, we could have gotten lights from other parts, but we selected to use local businesses to ensure that they get an opportunity. We look at all these things, but the lighting wasn't as bad as people wanted to. So they're just finding negative things to say about a festival that was very, very successful from our part.
Sir, your response to Ivan Duran's comments on Cut, where he said that it was basically the concert set out Belizean artists to fail.
Well, listen to me, and I'll be frank. There are people who they don't believe that they're doing their part if they're not negative about anything, right? How can you tell me that some of Belize's best artists can't open for coffee? How can you tell me that some of Belize's best artists can't open for Patrice Roberts? I don't want to hear that. We set out with a strategy. The local artists were given training for their choreography, in terms of their song, their dance, everything for weeks. And this is the first time. So do you expect that there are not teething issues?
The UDP has removed its former leader and Collet area representative, Patrick Fauber, from its Central Executive Committee. In a letter dated today, August 15th, UDP Chairman Michael Perfit informed that Fauber's removal was because he failed to comply with demands to remove social media posts he had made against the party and its current leadership. The letter cites the first instance when Fauber received warning on August 11th, in which the committee voted electronically that Fauber should remove all the posts from his official page or be designated a member in bad standing, thereby ineligible to serve on the Central Executive as a former party leader until such time as you comply with the constitutional requirements. But Fauber has not only refused, but went on to make another post against the UDP and its members on August 13th. His latest criticism of the UDP leadership had to do with the removal of Tracy Tager-Panton as the Eastern Regional Leader and replacing her with Melvin Hewlett. Fauber described the decision as, quote, the height of nonsense, unquote. He also says that it is illegal because the process of replacement is reportedly unconstitutional. And just as we were interviewing UDP Chairman Michael Perfit on Fauber's removal, Albert Area Representative Tracy Tager-Panton made a post of her own, in which she also accuses the leadership of the UDP of acting in contravention of the party's constitution. On her Facebook page, Panton said that the UDP's Central Executive Committee, quote, cannot and should not be making unilateral decisions that infringe on the founding principles and values of the party, end quote. Panton informed that the committee can make recommendations to the National Party Council, which is scheduled to meet this coming Saturday. She was clear that she does not support Fauber's removal from the committee. Here's Perfit explaining Fauber's removal from the Central Executive Committee.
The letter this morning was just here since it is clear he is not going to adhere to the wishes of the CEC, then the CEC is not going to deem him a past party leader in good standing, and therefore that was what enabled him to be on the Central Executive Committee. And so he has been effectively removed as far as the CEC is concerned. We took a position, or the Central Executive took a position, that no matter who you may be or not be, you're not above the party. And if the CEC determines that you're engaged in actions that are deliberately destructive to the party, then it is within their purview to determine whether or not you're a member in good standing. And that was a decision that they made. Hopefully, it will lead to a conversation in some form where we can agree to some way forward, because the Central Executive Committee made it very clear that once those posts are removed and the negative comments about the party stop, then he will be reinstated. It's not an issue. It's not an issue to say, well, we want you gone and gone forever. That's not what they said. They just believe that with the incessant attacks that the party had to do something. I'm not going to respond to what she has said, but I would also say that no such move by the CEC would be necessary if the Honorable Patrick Fauber were not bringing out videos and making statements to the detriment of the party in the grossest violation of the Constitution. So the next time she puts out something like that, I would want you to ask her what is her position on what Mr. Fauber is doing. We have a leader of the party, and we must respect that leader. You don't have to support him. You don't have to want him to be your leader. And there's a chance for you to express that when a convention comes around. You cannot vote for him or her to be the leader, or you can vote for him or her to be the leader. But up until that time, a certain level of discipline and respect within the party must be made. If you don't want a particular person to hold a particular position, even within the party, you challenge him and you get more votes than him or her. That's how you do it. You can't fold your hands and say, well, if he's going to run, then I'm not going to run, and if he's the only one that runs, then I will come and declare him illegitimate. It doesn't work that way, sir. You have to challenge someone for a position that you want and beat him or her. You cannot have yourself be installed. Similarly, like you don't want another person to be installed. When a date is set for those who are interested to run, the names who are submitted are the names that will be considered. You can't want to die, but you can't want to go to heaven but don't want to die. You have to put your name on the ballot, and you don't want, let's call it name. You don't want John Saliva to be Western Regional Leader? Well, then put your name on a ballot against him and beat him. That's the only way.
After the break, the police department joins investigation in the death of Micah Miguel.
Full Vibration presents the Belize Jerkfest 2022 inside the Marion Jones Stadium. Featuring Massacre live in concert. DJ Jashi, Jada Kingdom, Sweet Pink Band, Papa John, King Rome, and more. It's going down Saturday, August 20th. Get your tickets at BelizeJerkfest.com. General tickets $100 and $130 at the gate. VIP $150 and $180 at the gate. Get your tickets at BelizeJerkfest.com. Y'all know what it is.
Medriva is the safest and most reliable taxi service 24/7 countrywide. Get to your destination on time. No more calling. Just pin your location or schedule your ride and a Medriva driver will be at your doorstep, whether you're going to work or picking up a loved one. There are 3 categories to choose from: budget, economy, Island Lux. Try our services today and earn loyalty points on each ride to get cashback deals on your next ride, or sign up to be a Medriva driver. Just be sure to have your police record on hand. Transportation services at your fingertips. Download the app today. Medriva, opening doors to new opportunities.
¿Sabías que Hospital Galenia modificó los protocolos de seguridad y prevención de salud ante la pandemia de COVID-19 para evitar contagios?
Creamos un concepto que denominamos quirófano santuario no COVID.
Hospital Galenia, más que un hospital.
Your Tuesday night entertainment is back. KTV The Remix Season 4.
KTV!
Come on out and win fabulous prizes and the chance to compete in our halftime challenge. Tickets are available at Channel 5 on Coney Drive at $3 for children and $5 for adults. Mask will be required. Or you can watch it live on Channel 5 or streaming on Facebook. The show starts at 8 p.m. at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. KTV The Remix Season 4. It's hot, it's live, and it's only on 5. KTV. Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Whether you're at home, on the road, at work, or at school, if you see news happening or suspect that something might be up, call or text the Channel 5 News Belize tipline at 672-5555. You don't have to give us your name, just give us the tip. That's 672-5555. Call or text us so we can check it out.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. the daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Because news is now everywhere, all the time. And so are we.
I'm on my way to Belize, where I can get what I need and save some money. After 75 years in the business, nobody do it like Belize. Hello, how may I help you? Anything you need, we got you. Whether it tools or tiles, lights and fans, we are serving with a smile. Genuine plumbing and electric supply, quality construction supply, heating and air condition, 100% Belizean. Belize, celebrating 75 years. Quality and savings, quality and savings. Belize, celebrating 75 years. Quality and savings, quality and savings. Belize, celebrating 75 years. Quality and savings. Quality and savings.
When all hope is lost and the days ahead look grim, we find ourselves looking for someone to shake things up, rescue us, and point us in the right direction. What if the one we've been waiting for has been here all along? Join us for our new series, Troublemaker, as we learn about a man who wasn't afraid to stand up for what's right to make this world a better place.
And Messi is standing over this. Messi.
Great entertainment stays with you, and we bring you great entertainment. Next Gen, the ultimate digital experience.
I'm always on the go, and the country is my home. So when I want to get away from it all, I immerse myself with my favorite movies, all from the new Smart Stream app. It's easy to use this service. Purchase your movies from the app and use your mobile data, Smart Stream data packages, or smart broadband to stream and enjoy. Be like me and stream on the go with Smart Stream.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Because news is now everywhere, all the time. And so are we.
Your Tuesday night entertainment is back. KTV The Remix Season 4.
KTV.
Come on out and win fabulous prizes and the chance to compete in our halftime challenge. Tickets are available at Channel 5 on Coney Drive at $3 for children and $5 for adults. Mask will be required. Or you can watch it live on Channel 5 or streaming on Facebook. The show starts at 8 p.m. at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. KTV The Remix, Season 4. It's hot, it's live, and it's only on 5.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
Whether you're at home, on the road, at work, or at school, if you see news happening or suspect that something might be up, call or text the Channel 5 News Belize tipline at 672-5555. You don't have to give us your name, just give us the tip. That's 672-5555. Call or text us so we can check it out.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5 Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Counterfeit opined that what is happening in the opposition party now that it has been in government for so long is not uncommon. He also compared the UDP's internal rift to the PUP's when they also had internal disputes. In fact, Counterfeit said he feels that what the UDP is experiencing now is, quote, child's play, unquote.
It's very unfortunate and it's sad. But it's a rerun. It's not some new movie. It's not some new concept. Parties in opposition, especially in the early years of being in opposition after being in government for a decade and changing leaders, you go through these things, like I said all the time. What the PUP went through between 2008 to 2010-12, man, this is child's play compared to that. But nothing can destroy the UDP. No. Well, yes, and it has also come back and won. So nothing can destroy the UDP. The UDP is like boxing. You can't destroy that sport, no matter how many dunkings you have. It can't be destroyed. The UDP is not just one or two individuals. At its lowest point in the history of this country, the UDP had 32,000 people vote for it. It is not going to be destroyed by just a few individuals. The organization is bigger than any one of us.
Earlier today, Commissioner of Police Williams also commented on the ongoing investigation into the death of Private Micah Miguel, which is still being ruled as a suicide. He spoke about the department's participation in the Belize Defense Force's investigation into allegation of sexual abuse against Miguel. Here is what he had to say.
This time, we are still at the same state with that investigation. It has still been ruled as a suicide. There has been nothing to rebut the fact that it's a suicide. I know that investigators are interviewing a number of persons just to make sure that it is suicide. But at this time, we have no reason to upgrade from suicide to homicide.
But even if it is a suicide, if investigation proves the allegations of the father that she was sexually and physically assaulted, can charges be laid even though it was a suicide?
That is dependent on many different factors. So the probability of that occurring will be extremely slim.
What is the police department's role in this investigation? I know that there are allegations of sexual assault and misconduct, but to what degree is the police department involved in the probe?
It is going to be difficult to pursue that angle because if there was any such sexual encounter, unwarranted sexual encounter against her, she is no longer alive. Who is going to give the story? And so the law requires that we have a complainant, and she is not around to do that. So it will be extremely difficult.
There were 2 fatal road traffic accidents over the weekend. One was a hit-and-run accident during which an individual was knocked down and killed along the Southern Highway. Despite being transported to Independence Village, the individual succumbed to his injuries.
The vehicle did not stop. The person was taken to the Independence Polyclinic, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. We have still not ascertained who the driver of the vehicle is at this time. It's an ongoing investigation. And again this morning, I think there was another RTA at the 6 Miles Junction in Dangriga, sometime after 6 a.m. A vehicle ran into the rail, I believe, of the highway and overturned, and the driver of the vehicle died on impact. So that's another accident that we're investigating at this time.
Belize City resident Brian Coleman was stabbed on Friday night while socializing with a pair of men. They ended up in an altercation and he was reportedly attacked by 28-year-old Jose Velasquez. Here's more from Compal Williams.
2 young men were socializing in a yard on Courtney Crescent in Belize City when they had a misunderstanding that led to a fight between them. One of the young men who lived at the place where they were socializing went inside, got a knife, came out and inflicted a stab wound on the other person, and the person was taken to the hospital. He's admitted in a stable condition. The suspect has since been detained, arrested and charged for dangerous harm, use of deadly means of force and harm, and attempted murder.
Velasquez has been charged for attempted murder, use of deadly means of harm, and dangerous harm. When we return, another public consultation to be held on EIA for Port of Belize expansion project.
Welcome to Design Depot. All in one place. Shop brands you know and trust, like Kohler. Welcome, GE Appliances.
Welcome,
Oran Windows.
welcome,
Tiles from around the world.
welcome.
Sherwin-Williams Paint and Coatings. Visit us today at Mile 3 on the Philip Golson Highway or call us at 223-3768. Design Depot. All in one place.
¿Sabías que Hospital Galenia modificó los protocolos de seguridad y prevención de salud ante la pandemia de COVID-19 para evitar contagios?
Garantizamos contener a los pacientes que allí estamos manejando y disminuir riesgos de infecciones para el resto del hospital.
Hospital Galenia, más que un hospital.
Thursday night entertainment is back. KTV The Remix Season 4.
KTV.
Come on out and win fabulous prizes and the chance to compete in our halftime challenge. Tickets are available at Channel 5 on Coney Drive at $3 for children and $5 for adults. Mask will be required. Or you can watch it live on Channel 5 or streaming on Facebook. The show starts at 8 p.m. at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. KTV The Remix Season 4. It's hot, it's live, and it's only on 5.
KTV.
The first of 4 climate change, vulnerability and livelihood consultations for the coastal zone and fisheries sector was held this morning in Belize City. The goal of these consultations is to assess the vulnerabilities of 3 coastal communities, Belize City, Dangriga and San Pedro. Subsequent to these consultations being held, the Ministry of Blue Economy intends to develop strategies these communities can adapt in their fight against climate change issues, such as erosion. We spoke with Dr. Osman Martinez, the National Designated Authority for Global Climate Fund, as well as Kennedy Carrillo, the CEO in the Ministry of Blue Economy, at this morning's event.
The objective of the project, right now we are at the practically at the consultation stage, on how to move into adaptation with all the impacts of climate change in the coastal areas. We understand how important the blue economy, which is our sea, is for Belize. And so we want to keep it that way. So what we want to do is to actually make some improvements, see what policies, what systems, what mechanisms need to be put in place in order to improve adaptation within the blue economy. The total cost for the consultation is $1.2 million Belize dollars, and these are funds that are coming from GCF. So it's not a dollar coming from the government of Belize.
We know that the country has had to urgently respond to climate change. There's a climate change unit of the Ministry of Sustainable Development that has really taken the lead in terms of policy development and so forth. And for us at the Ministry of Blue Economy, obviously it is very important. It is something that impacts marine conservation. It is something that impacts the fisheries sector. And so we, through our newly endorsed, approved National Blue Economy policy and strategy, as well as our maritime economy plan, we are moving forward to ensure that there is that resilience when it comes to the fishing sector and, of course, the coastal communities as well.
GCF is providing $1.2 million to conduct consultations. Waterloo Investment Holdings has resubmitted an application for review of its EIA to the Department of Environment for the construction of a cruise terminal and cruise tourism village at the Port of Belize Limited. A public consultation is scheduled for September 1st at the Best Western Biltmore Plaza Hotel. The National Environmental Appraisal Committee denied approval to Waterloo's proposal back in December 2021. Kennedy Carrillo told reporters today that the Fisheries Department and the Ministry of Blue Economy are reviewing this latest submission. One of the ministry's concerns, says CEO Carrillo, is adding to the list of port developments that have already been given approvals.
We sit on the NEAC, right, on the National Environmental Assessment Committee, Appraisal Committee, and we ensure that we have our Fisheries Department and our coastal zone represented on this body, and we present our position, and if we are not in agreement, we do not approve. Because remember, whatever happens within the marine protected areas, for example, it must carry the approval of the Fisheries Department.
Have you launched any disapprovals to any of the developments taking place at this point?
Well, the one that is happening right now, the meetings have not been called as yet. And our Fisheries Department, Coastal Zone, and our Blue Economy unit are all meeting to discuss, because we know that they have resubmitted, and so now we're looking at the report.
But is it a concern that there should be that many approvals in this specific area, in a similar area as the NGOs, the environmental NGOs have pointed, and that's a concern for them?
Definitely, it's a concern for us as well.
Should we have more than what's already approved? Two, one's under construction, the other one hasn't started construction but is approved, and a third is seeking approval.
That's right. And so, like I said, our teams are meeting and we're reviewing the new submission, but we are just one of the entities on the NEAC, and we are looking forward to seeing how this will go. But yes, as a ministry, it is of concern to us.
Angelfish Key LLC is planning to develop a 2-acre eco-resort on the island of Angelfish Key, located 10 miles southeast of Hopkins Village within the South Water Key Marine Reserve. On Saturday, public consultations were held on the project's EIA in Hopkins Village. Angelfish Key LLC submitted its environmental impact assessment report to the Department of Environment in mid-July. They plan to build 8 structures within an area that is considered to be a mangrove reserve. During the construction phase, Angelfish Key LLC will also need to fill over an acre of property. They were able to present their findings and hear concerns from residents in Hopkins Village on the day of the public consultation. Here's a brief look at how that went.
In accordance with Section 20 of the Environmental 21 in particular of the EPA, it particularly indicates that any project that is going to have significant impact on the environment may be required to conduct an environmental impact assessment. And this is also subject to the environmental impact assessment regulation. In the EIA regulation, particularly because this project falls within the Southwater Key Marine Reserve, it compels or it obligates the developer to do an environmental impact assessment.
The property size is 2.27 acres. There will be 8 structures, of which 6 of them are buildings, small buildings. Okay, I'll elaborate on that. None of the mangrove that you saw in that photograph will be removed. The project will be designed around the mangrove. A little over an acre will be filled. We need landfill for a little over an acre. No corals will be damaged because the area where we will work has no live corals. And the live corals are away from the project site. Approximately 1.5 acres of seagrass, which is the area that will be filled, will be removed. Now we know that it is a little less than 1.5 acres.
Disturbing that area will create, it will be chaotic. And we want to remember that the people who are immediately affected, as far as I can see, they were not really consulted. That's just my personal view.
And while the EIA for the proposed eco-resort on Angelfish Key is being looked at, the Ministry of Blue Economy must weigh the economic impact. Angelfish Key LLC says the resort will provide employment for the residents of Hopkins Village. Like the proposed port expansion project, CEO Carrillo says her ministry is looking at this one closely.
We know that the ministry has been working, the Ministry of Ports has been working on a policy, but as you can imagine, it is such an important, sometimes controversial topic that even in their consultations, they have run into some challenges, and so I think they're working on it. That's all I can tell you. I know for a fact that they're working on it. For us, with our policy for blue economy, it was also a process where we had to engage partners and we had to answer some of the tough questions in terms of ports, in terms of reserves. We see what's happening with Angelfish. That is a reserve, that is a mangrove reserve. And we have people that want to do some development there. And these are challenges that as a ministry we have to always ensure that we have that balance, because obviously blue economy is not really an environmental ministry. It is an economy ministry, so we have the responsibility to move the economy of this country through the use of our marine space. But we also have to ensure that we are preserving and conserving our capital, our blue capital, which is why we have these reserves in place, and we have to voice when we feel that it is going against the principles of the ministry.
Just ahead, Ministry of Sports says requests for help for powerlifting team came late.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
Your Tuesday night entertainment is back. KTV The Remix Season 4.
KTV.
Come on out and win fabulous prizes and the chance to compete in our halftime challenge. Tickets are available at Channel 5 on Coney Drive at $3 for children and $5 for adults. Mask will be required. Or you can watch it live on Channel 5 or streaming on Facebook. The show starts at 8 p.m. at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. KTV The Remix Season 4. It's hot, it's live, and it's only on 5.
KTV.
4 men and 4 women are representing Belize at the North American Powerlifting Federation's Regional Classic Powerlifting Championships in Panama this week. But there was criticism that the team went without receiving much assistance through the Belize Powerlifting Association from the Ministry of Sports. Today, Minister of Sports Rodwell Ferguson clarified that matter. He said all sporting associations and teams need to register with the National Sports Council in order to legitimize themselves. And in this particular instance, the request came a little too late.
We had not received any letter from the powerlifting until the 9th of August when the promotion started. We were still able to give them $1,500 towards their trip. It might sound minute, but they don't know the amount of requests we get every day and try to assist in whatever we can with the limited resources we have. So we made a contribution of $1,500 to them. So I wish them every success. I hope when they come back in Belize, they can bring us some good tidings.
People who commute every day to and from work and home can expect to see better buses serving them within the coming months. That is, if they live up to their end of the bargain to provide better buses for the prices they charge. Today, News 5 asked Minister of Transport Rodwell Ferguson how that arrangement is moving along.
I personally visited the National Bank and figured how we can find a way that they can assist. And they were very receptive. So I think last week the CEO and the CTO sent an MOU with National Bank to start the process. So I think by now the operators can start to go in and say, you know what, I'm now looking for my loan to be able to improve my standard of bus. Now we have extended the deadline to December 2022. And that does not mean that December 2022 you can see all upgrade buses on the highway, but the transformation should begin. As a matter of fact, it has begun with for Florida. And maybe after 3-4 months, you are going to see some new buses come out, new brand, maybe not new brand, but better than what we have to provide adequate transportation for the people of Belize.
Today, the Football Federation of Belize, with assistance from FIFA and UNESCO, launched a Football in Schools program for primary school children in Belize. It is an initiative that seeks to engage youth in the discipline of football from an early age and to get them to develop their skills to international standards. It is a program that has its pillars, the FFB and the Ministries of Education and Sports. News 5's Marian Ali reports.
It's every football fan's wish to hear that Belize gets past the preliminaries in international football competitions abroad. While that reality might still be a few years off, the undertaking of a Football in Schools program may very well be the start of the required level of training and commitment for this to happen. So starting next month, primary schools will have as part of their curriculum a football component that aims to complement what this program seeks to accomplish. And it's all supported by the Minister of Education, Francis Fonseca.
We always knew that we needed to structure training for our youths, and especially in the schools. It's been a long time trying to get it all going because of everything that was needed to come together. So when we saw that FIFA was promoting this Football for Schools project, we said that we have to jump on this opportunity.
That fits in directly with our own curriculum, new curriculum framework that we have developed, where we're focusing on, as a part of that curriculum, we're focusing on physical education, mental health, wellness, and equipping our young people with life skills that will encourage them to have discipline, to be self-reliant, to think critically, to be responsible, to work, to understand how important it is to collaborate with others.
The Minister of Sports, Rodwell Ferguson, says that in addition to the pledge to support the initiative, there are other efforts that need to be made to improve Belize's football image internationally.
Right now in the region, we are not the best, but I can see we are now striving to reach there. Once we reach there, even though we're a small country, I know Belize will excel because our young people are very determined. And it will come to the point where we have to say, you know what, we have to figure out how we can find the funds to pay them to play football or any other sport. It might be a difficult task, but all things are possible.
FFB executive member Marlon Quilin explains that football will now be promoted as part of the physical education time periods for the primary schools. The children will be grouped into 3 age groups. The end goal is to offer 25,000 primary school students the chance to develop their football skills over the next 4 years.
Eventually, we hope that they get to like it, they like the sport, and then we have a continuation during their entire school career. And what we're basically doing, the FFB doesn't only promote the playing of football, we also are big into education. So if we could establish the discipline and the commitment from a young age and have continuity, then we are hoping that they stay on the right track. Okay. But we needed the collaboration of many people or many entities.
But while there is government and FFB commitment to promote football among primary school youths, Quilin says there is one other important entity that needs to latch on to this idea.
The parents have to get involved because too many times the parents use these opportunities as dropping off their children for the coaches to babysit, and they go about doing whatever they do. We have to get the coaches and the parents involved. We have to get the business community involved. So it's a collaboration that will make this successful.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
Ashley Lightburn is the new Miss Universe Belize. The 25-year-old university lecturer and project manager bested 5 other delegates in the pageant held over the weekend at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. The delegates competed in introduction, swimsuit, evening gown, a topic section, and then a final question and a final look. In the end, the 5 judges selected Lightburn as the winner. News 5 was able to get her reaction immediately following her crowning moment.
The first runner-up tonight is Miss Alina Scott Phoenix Boutique. Your Miss Belize is Ashley Lightburn.
I'm super excited now the work begins, and I don't even have words right now because it's like so surreal, but I'm excited and I'm grateful for the opportunity to represent our beautiful country and all these people that are behind me. Thank you.
It's all a journey, and some would say that it's just beginning. Let's talk about it.
Well, it has been a journey to get here, and you know that, but I know that the work has just begun, and I feel like I'm prepared and I'm ready.
What's your biggest anticipations for the international?
Just getting out there and showcasing Belize and what we have to offer and the strong women that we have here to represent our country.
Any words to your sisterhood that was created over this past week?
I love them, I appreciate them, and I hope that we are able to link again so we could have fun because we have plans for after this.
For First runner-up was Alina Scott and second runner-up was Samantha Singh. Singh also won Miss Popularity while Kyra Nunez was voted Miss Congeniality. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.